What balance is, the way I like to define balance, is aligning your body parts with the center of the earth. That's all it is. Your body parts are out of alignment with the center of the earth, you fall down. Towards where? The center of the earth, right? If you were standing on the sun, it would be lining your body parts with the center of the sun. And that would be very, very quick balance. So all you have to do when you bend your leg, what you're doing is you're lowering how far you are from the ground, getting closer to the center of the earth. And then it gives you that opportunity by sinking to realign the parts that are above your hips back into alignment with the center of the earth. That's what balance is. I've got to ask you this question. Is balance the same when you're standing still and when you're moving?
Nope.
What's different?
When you're moving,
readjustment.
Go ahead, Matt. Red Matt.
When you're standing, your balance is more locked. When you're stepping, in order to keep moving, you have to actually be slightly off balance so that you're moving forward and catching yourself. It's a controlled fall.
Yeah.
But it's more of a dynamic placement of balance as opposed to static.
Renee, you wanted to say something?
Well, I just wanted to add to what Matt said. It's just moving our center of gravity, and the arms and the legs are allowing you to do that to keep that balance.
What I like to think of as movement and balance in movement is that your mind is projecting into the future where you're going to need to have balance. So when you have balance, when you're standing still, you are thinking in the present. When you think about balance in the future, when you're walking, is you're falling down and catching and falling down and catching and falling down and catching. And the only way you can do that is by predicting where the center of the earth is going to be for you when you walk that way or that way or that way. Because with a plumb line, if I have it, you know what a plumb line is? Basically, it's the weight and the strain. And it points directly at the center of the earth, always. And if I move a tripod, which is where the string is hanging from, that way, well, the plumb line will center in a different place. And it's ever so slightly on a curved earth at a different angle towards the ground. And that's what your brain's doing. You need to sync all that up. You've been doing it since you were a baby. None of you have a problem with walking. So you're all physically and your brain is physically capable of doing this. You now need to take another thing into account, and that's the ricochet off of somebody else when you kick them. It's easier when you're punching because you have 2 feet on the ground, and then you're punching at the tripod. So this 3 legs of the tripod, I'm essentially making the person the other part of the tripod when I punch them, right? And that rebound off of them, that centers myself on my weight, right? When I kick someone, I don't have that tripod. So I'm going to need to rely on a stronger leg. Imagine a tripod that actually has a spring in one leg, right? That's what you're doing. You're putting the other 2 legs of the tripod off the ground. The plumb line is now, instead of pointing in between all 3 legs, plumb line is now pointing directly down through that springed thick leg, all right? This is what I'm thinking about when I'm punching and kicking someone, so that I don't do this, where I'm going to kick this thing that way, but I rebound off of it and then have to catch up to it. See that? Mm-hmm. It's the one thing that I would say is the biggest detraction for the way we even work out when we are in person with one another. And that's that we don't kick somebody full force, so we don't feel that rebound. You need to keep that in mind, that when you're working out in person or when you're working out even here, the way we're doing now, you will have more of that rebound, all right, when you actually kick someone. Don't be surprised if you punch someone, they move away, but you move in the other direction, right? Don't be surprised when you kick someone that they move away, but you move in the opposite direction, all right? Plan for it. It'll actually make your kicks more powerful if you plan for it.